Hey everybody, happy Star Trek Tuesday. It's your favorite time of the week, probably because this is when we talk about all the Star Trek and sci-fi, but mostly Star Trek news, rumors, and gossip of the week. We have so much to discuss. We're going to talk about Star Trek at the Saturn Awards. Actually, I'll tell you more on that in just a second. First and foremost, there was somebody boots on the ground there, Trek Movie Zone, Anthony Pascal. How are you, Anthony?
Hello. Hello.
He was
You could
so
have been there.
I
I
could
invited
have.
you.
Thank you. I
Oh.
wanted to go. Well, let's talk about that in just a
What?
second because let me be honest. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. We got to tease it. We'll talk about it in like 60
Okay.
to 70 minutes. Just kidding, Anthony. You got things to do. Um, what else are we going to talk about, everybody? This is a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff this week. Here it is. Oh, of course, Starfleet Academy is in the news because this is the last week of the first season of
Hmm.
Starfleet Academy. Maybe this is Judgment Day for Starfleet Academy. I mean, is this the final boot that's going to drop in the splashing ocean of Paramount Plus? We also have Trevor Roth is in the news of Roddenberry.
Mhm.
Uh, a lot of cool. Oh, Tawny Newsom's in the news because when is she not? Melissa was feeling frisky and fun, and she got Shannon Phil back in the news for us because she was announced to be at STLV last
Right.
Friday. I want to talk about her every day and how fun that's going to be. What if she's a dud, you guys?
Oh
What
my
if I like
No
build it up like I'm
way.
like I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait. How's it going? And she's like
God.
she's like, "Hey, the back of the line's over there." I'd feel really dumb, but she's not like that. She's really nice and everybody's going to love her. Uh, no, she's gonna be awesome. Like come on. And she had one of the coolest roles of all time in Star Trek
Hmm.
history. Melissa Longo's here, everybody.
Hello, hello. Yay.
As is Jenny R. Johnson.
Hey! Hey, hey, hey! I'm
Ho!
back, baby! Again!
Thundercats.
You're here. You're really here.
The Matt Boardman reminds us that family is important, especially the
Hmm.
Cisco family. Nope, Ferengi family.
Ferengi family this time. Yeah. I wore my Cisco one yesterday.
Nice. Oh, my name's Ryan T. Husk. I got a Voyager Doc shirt. What's up with that? That's cool.
Yay! Nice.
Let's say hi to the people in the live chat before we get started. Everybody, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. If you're listening, and give us a 5-star rating and a nice review, we'd really appreciate that. All right. Hello to Budlums, Badger 1701, Jill Linux Girl, Lucia Raz out in Brazil. She says, Noose Braca is crazy mad.
Ooh.
Mark Zutkoff, hello. Jokes are coming. Jokes loading. There should be like a little GIF for him there. Joshua Reeve, hi, Joel and Valazak, Bob, Duncan, peace, love, and Star Trek, coolest name in the house
Hmm.
right now. Rookie of a Year, Red Shirt Bob, Chuck A, who's a TNG fanatic, David Bourgeois, Ninoti, aka Ninot, aka Ninote, Chris Marshall, what's up? Dave Gregory. Ooh, I just saw something with Dave Gregory. I didn't get a chance to respond to it yet, but anyway. We'll talk about that another time. Rose Kirby out in the UK, staying up late. Let's get into this, you guys. First things first. Um, there was the Saturn Awards. There were the Saturn Awards. There was the Saturn Awards a couple nights ago in Burbank. Here's a fun picture from it for anybody that has seen it or maybe has not seen it. Here it is. Look at that. We have
Yay!
Doug Jones. We look like we have Jerry Ryan's hair
Hmm.
here.
Yep.
Maurice Brooks, Bella Shepherd, the one and only Rod Roddenberry. Looks like Ethan
No, no,
Peggy
that's
No.
Spear,
that's that's
Carl
that's
Urban.
that's
Car-
Carl.
Hmm.
Carl Urban. We had Frakes. Looks like Stashwick's head,
Hmm.
Kurtzman.
Stashwick.
We have Christina Chong, of course, Brent Spiner, everybody's favorite Bob Picardo, and whoa, Jack Quaid, rare sighting. That's
And
cool.
Ethan's
Runa
Yeah.
behind Ethan's behind
yeah,
Christina.
and
Yeah.
her dog Runa and 2 Saturn Awards.
Wait, I took this picture.
Did you?
Yeah, I snuck into there's a so like the Oscars, there's kind of a press room
Hmm.
behind the stage. but there's two separate rooms. There's the photo room and then the press room, which is more like a press conference kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I knew all the Star Trek people were in the photo room, so I went in there because I wasn't sure if they're going to take any questions. So and I knew, and they didn't, but I did talk to Alex briefly. I helped
Oh.
identify his cufflinks because he's like, I've got Enterprise cufflinks. And I said, which Enterprise? And he didn't know. So I had to help it. And
I was
they
hoping
were,
of the series.
it was TOS cufflinks.
Mhm.
Okay.
But no, that, I mean, it was fun seeing them all together. Um, but they didn't take questions in the press
Blast.
room afterwards. Some of
Mhm.
them took questions on the red carpet. I did talk to a few of those people, um, but not Alex. I am
Uh,
talking to Alex tomorrow, though.
Oh.
Ooh.
can you
Oh.
give us a sneak preview as to what kind of questions you'll be asking him? Because I know we're going to be dying to find out what is going to come of it. At
Well,
trekmovie.com, everybody. And also, you have a podcast. What's your podcast? It looks like you're wearing it.
All Access Star Trek.
Awesome. So what are you going to ask him?
Well, it's what they call a post-mortem. You guys have done these where I've already seen the finale.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to be, he wrote the finale or co-wrote it. And so we'll be talking mostly about the finale, but of course I'm going to bring up like, so, what's up? There's a lot going on,
Everybody wants to know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
what's next, so we'll see what he says about that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Alex and Noga together. They're the
Nice.
co-showrunners on
Okay.
the although I did have I already talked to Noga on the red carpet, and I did that as a post-mortem, so I can't air it before the
Mhm.
finale. But she's very optimistic about them getting a third season. So
That's great.
Nice.
I mean, she did confirm. I'm like, so you really did a cliffhanger for the second season finale, knowing everything, right? Because they just shot it 2 weeks ago, and she's like, yeah, it just felt
Well,
like the
look
right
at-
thing to do.
Look at what
Wow.
Terry Metalis did. He did more than a cliffhanger. He introduced a new series at
Well,
the very end of season 3
yeah,
of
that's-
Picard and was like,
That's
huh?
true, but it wasn't really a cliffhanger as much as it was like a teaser for a show
Yeah.
that didn't exist.
Yeah.
They wrapped up Picard, and then he did even though it
Yeah.
wasn't was it post credits? Oh, there was a post credits thing with
Yes.
with
Yep.
Delancey.
Q.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you watched, like I've talked to people who watched that, and they're like, oh well, clearly when they shot that, Paramount must have given a green lit to the follow up show, because when you watch it, you're like, because that's the way Marvel would do it, right?
Of course.
Like,
Of
Well,
course.
that's-
and
Marvel.
I have to like talk to Tara and I said, how did you get away with this? Like, no one said anything. I just put it in there. No one
That's amazing.
stopped me.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
amazing.
And it's brought them no end of trouble since.
no. But like a minute after they stopped shooting, they destroyed the sets.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
sad.
Mhm.
Anthony,
You know.
let me ask you. You've said so many already in just like 3 minutes. You've said so many things that I want to jump on.
Sorry.
First of all, you mentioned a waterbed. Those are fun to jump on. But besides, no, but
I mentioned a
Been a
waterbed.
while.
no, you didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Jokes
sorry,
will
like-
get better as the show progresses.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
No, you mentioned Noga is very optimistic about a season 3. Did she divulge, and are you able to divulge why she's so optimistic?
Well, she and Tunde, who I also talked to, he directed the season 1 finale, said that Skydance have been very positive towards them behind the
Great.
scenes.
Good.
So and supportive. So but I mean, if you listen to All Access Star Trek, I've been, we're not sure that the show's going to get a third season because there's just so many moving parts, and with the Warner Brothers merger,
Mhm.
there's this new huge moving part. The one thing that I think might be in their favor is there's so many moving parts, and it's so complicated now about what's going to happen next
Mhm.
that it's kind of like, well, we don't know what big move we want to make on TV. Let's say, for example, which is perfectly reasonable, that they're going to do a big movie and it'll land in 2028, right? So,
Whatever you say.
and they, it's not going to be
Yeah.
2027.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but let's say that there's a tentpole movie in 2028
Mhm.
that is called Star Trek colon something something. And so, and they'll want maybe some kind of TV thing related to that to come out later in like 2028, 2029. Kind of like they did the Batman and then they did
Yeah.
that great Penguin show, or and then they did the Dune movie and then they did the Dune Sisters of something TV show.
Yeah.
So they it's they in a world like that, it would be difficult for them to put any new Star Trek show into development now because they have to wait until that movie gets made, or at least as well. So
Yeah.
they could, if they say, well, we need some Star Trek content on Paramount HBO Max Plus in 2028. So let's give them another season. We've got the sets, we've got the cast. Let's just let
It's the path of least resistance, basically.
yeah.
Right.
It's not that the show's a hit. It's clearly not a hit.
Mhm.
It's not bringing
Whoa,
in
dropping bombs. Wait a second. It's not a hit.
no. I mean, it's not Taylor Sheridan level
Right.
numbers. When you look at a show like Landman,
Mhm.
or even Tulsa Kings, it's just not bringing in those kind of numbers that, it's the Star Trek shows have been fairly consistent, but they haven't been as big as the Taylor Sheridan shows for Paramount Plus. But they've
But then
done
on
better
that
than
note,
a lot of their other original shows. So they're kind of in the middle, I would say.
But then on
And
that note, and I know everybody else has a ton of questions, and I'm sorry I'm jumping on you so much, but you're like a wealth of knowledge here. This all makes sense, right? So maybe the smartest, easiest, simplest, most business savvy way to keep things moving is just say, hey, we've already got this show ready to go. We can shoot season 3. We can just keep things moving while we rearrange things. It all makes sense. What about year one, the rumored year one? That kind of falls into that category of they've already got the cast. They've already presumably got sets, or most of them still.
yep.
That's also something that they could just say, well, while we're figuring things out and addressing things and working out the new direction, why don't we just have these 1 or 2 shows going for the next 2, 3, 4 years?
Well, I don't want to be the only one talking, but um, if you do visit a website called trekmovie.com, there is an exclusive article about year one up on the site right now.
Mhm.
So I talked to Henry Alonso Myers, who's a showrunner for Strange New Worlds, and he revealed that unlike what happened with Picard, they have not destroyed the sets.
Mhm.
So they've still got the sets. They're in Toronto. And he revealed that yes, they have in the last couple months gone in and pitched the show to the
Mhm.
new people in charge.
Yeah.
And have given them all their stuff. And they're like, this is the show. This is what we want to do, which is essentially because, and Akiva, rightfully so. I mean, he has some squishy issues with canon sometimes,
Mhm.
like with the Gorn. But he does point out that the pilot, the so-called pilot of the original series, Where No Man Has Gone Before, the first one with Kirk,
Yeah.
is clearly well into Kirk's
Right.
5-year mission. It's
Mhm.
not his second day on the job.
Right.
Exactly.
And they're gonna show his first day on the job in the series finale of
Mhm.
Strange New Worlds, right? Which will be season 5, episode 6. And so the idea of year one is, well, what's his first year on the job like? And so yeah, I mean that's a possibility. I mean they could do both. They could say do a mini series, do a TV movie.
Yeah.
Who knows, But I would not be surprised if some element of Kurtzman / Secret Hideout Trek gets extended, so there's some content for 2028.
Yeah. Right. Mhm.
Because
Right.
otherwise they're going to run out of content next year. Now they
Yeah.
could just say we're fine with that. We don't need any Star Trek TV on HBO
Better not.
Paramax
Yeah.
for a couple years.
Paramax.
But
Right.
that would
Love that.
But they
kind of
have kind of
belie what they've stated in that
like
they
their
want
priorities.
to run with Star Trek. Star Trek is one of their what like Jenny just said, priorities, priority franchises.
That's true, but there's a lot of franchises, and if they decide we want to focus on the movies more, and they greenlight a movie, and they try to build momentum around that, and that's coming out in 2028, they could probably live without Star Trek on Paramount. I mean, there has been a constant stream of Star Trek since 2017, but I think the franchise can survive with a year with no Star Trek. It's done it before.
But can
Yeah.
we?
Well, and I was gonna say, just playing devil's advocate here, it's if Star Trek is indeed a priority, then sometimes maybe that means you circle the wagons a little bit, take what you've done, examine it, and take some time to figure out the way forward at this point. And that may mean that we don't have, post Starfleet Academy season 2 and Strange New Worlds season 5, we don't have Star Trek for a time being because whatever is being developed behind the scenes, and they want to make sure that the next offering, that the first Skydance Paramount offering, is uniquely theirs. Because I've seen that, I've been a part of stuff like that where you have a regime change at a studio, and the new people who come in say, "Hey, thank you, everybody. We appreciate what you've done to this point, but going forward, we want these shows to be related to decisions that we've made and not based upon the decisions that the previous people made." And so I had a show that I've talked about before, working on Defiance. We were so positive we were going into a 4th season. All the producers were talking about it. We're changing some things around so that we can make sure that the 4th season happens. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're one of the top rated scripted shows on our network right now. This is all great and everything. And then the news came in and said, "You know what? Thanks for playing, but we're going in a different direction." So
I mean, we've seen that recently with Star Trek on the movie side. Paramount Pictures brought in a new head of production in 2020. I'm going to say 2021. It's all blending together. And Noah Hawley was on deck. He was ready. He had written a movie. He had sets. They weren't being built, but he had stages set. They were going to shoot it in Australia, and he was ready to go. And she came in and said, but his thing was, it was kind of a smaller movie. It had a new cast, no characters you've ever heard of.
We don't care. We'll take it. I'm all for it.
Well, no, Noah Hawley is a genius. So I was very much looking forward to that. And she just said, no, let's bring back Chris Pine and all those guys and pay them the money. And she shut his thing down. They brought in Matt Chapman, and then that thing languished for a couple years, and then he left to make the Fantastic Four movie. And then Skydance, the only move Skydance has actually made for Star Trek is they shut down everything on the movie side that was happening. There were 2 projects, and they shut those down, and they started up another development project, which was the Daily Goldstein movie, and which we haven't heard anything about since. But that's the only Star Trek move they've made, except for talking about how they like Star Trek.
Yeah.
I did pick up your something positive you just mentioned a few minutes ago, in that you said Star Trek will survive if there isn't if Starfleet Academy isn't around for a 3rd season, which I love hearing things like that, because there are people who may have been in less than successful Star Treks say, well, that's because Star Trek is dead. Star Trek is dying. And to hear somebody who is in the know say, Star Trek will survive is a wonderful music to my ears, at least.
The new Gloria Gaynor. Speaking of music.
Anthony, I'm sure you've seen a lot of this stuff and reviewed a lot of this stuff. I mean, if you think about it, how long did we go between the original series and the motion picture? You know, and we have countless books. We have countless. Of course, we don't have magazines now, but we have wonderful websites like Trek Movie who provide articles and stuff like that we get to read and everything like that. But I don't know. I mean, from your perspective, I mean, the fans kind of in those moments where there's not an active production, it seems like the fans step up in terms of you know, the books and stuff like that to keep it going and show that they're interested in not just the shows but other media related to Trek.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be. I mean, IDW's really kicking butt now on the comic side,
Yeah.
and they just announced a couple new. I mean, S- Star Trek Legacy may happen someday, but they've announced their version of it. I guess they're launching two comic books, one with Captain Seven, one with Captain Rafi. So a little bit different than, and they've got all sorts of good stuff going on. You know, Lower Decks. The Lower Decks comic is hilarious. You know, so and there are still books, not as many as there used to be. There used to be so many books.
Oh, I
I'm a
know,
big,
yeah.
but there's still some. There's one coming out next month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think a Picard book. Don't
Oh,
quote me on
yes.
that.
Yes, I think you're right. I can't remember.
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, we got.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're sending it to. I don't do the reviews, but so I mean, yeah, there will be something. There will be there will be Star Trek content. Hopefully, games. This year's strange that we're getting two games. One came out last couple weeks
Right.
ago, and we're getting a VR game. It was supposed to be, I think, next month. I don't think it's going to make its delivery date, but I'm really hoping for more games because I think
Right
Star
on,
Trek
yeah.
needs more games.
Hey, shout out to Vernon Smith, who illustrates the Lower Decks IDW comics, and he's super talented. We have a poll in the live chat, everybody. I think it was our buddy Chuck A. TNG fanatic that said Section 32 will be the sequel to Section 31, of
Yeah.
course. So the question is, what's the better name for a Section 31 movie sequel, which we all know, by the way, is going to happen. There's no way that Section 30, that was the biggest side eye you've ever given, Anthony. That was pretty good.
It's like,
So here are the options for the Section 31 movie sequel. Section 32, Section 31A, Section 31 Part 2, or Section 31 or so. Those are the options. Oh man, one of them's getting no love. That's rude.
I like
Anyway.
the way you said or so.
Yeah, it's all in the
I
delivery.
did vote for that one, but I didn't hear you say or so before I voted. So
I mean, we've got, what, 900 plus hours of shows plus another 15, 13 movies? 13, am I right?
14.
Or
If you
right.
count Section 31.
Let's say
of
13
course
and a
we do.
half.
Yes.
13 or so.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I mean that in itself is, if you've got a year of no new Trek coming, there's a lot to
Well, and there's also
engage in.
there's the Orville maybe coming back.
yeah.
By all
and a
accounts,
lot-
it is, right?
Yeah, they were talking
season
about that,
four,
weren't they?
as long
And
as they
this
do it
mysterious
within 10
Firefly?
years of season 3, then
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's a for sure, but I know that Seth really wants to do it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people look at the Orville as a spiritual successor to the next generation, and I
Totally.
think Seth does as well. It's structured that way. It's shot that way.
Yeah.
So
the colors, the lighting, yeah, the way it looks, absolutely.
the floors have carpet on them.
Mhm. Hey, Anthony, we know you got to go in just a minute here, but before you do, we strayed so far away from the Saturn Awards.
Oh my God.
You were there. You lived it. I saw the pictures and I was like, what the? She's there, he's there, she's there, man, it must have been a lot of fun. There was Mark Hamill there. Did I see Tom Cruise? What's
You
going on?
did.
This
Was
I thought this
there.
was the Saturn Award.
Yeah.
You did
Our little
indeed.
baby Saturn Awards is all grown up. What else can you tell us? Was it a fun night? It felt like
Yeah,
it was nuts.
it was. I mean, I spent most of my time either on the red carpet or in the press room, not like, being able, so I wasn't in the main hall except for briefly. But yeah, it was crazy. And uh, it is weird being that close to Tom Cruise. He has an aura about him. But
Yes, he does.
yeah, I mean, James Cameron was there.
Yeah.
But I was just
Wow.
excited to see people like Vince Gilligan, who's a huge Star Trek fan,
Mhm.
and Christopher McQuarrie. I wanted to talk to both of them because I know
Yeah.
both of them would be. Chris McQuarrie has talked about how he wants to direct a Star Trek movie,
Yeah.
multiple.
Dude,
Um,
sign me up.
yeah. So
Who said that?
the director of the Mission Impossible movies.
Mhm.
Christopher
Oh,
McQuarrie, yeah.
Yeah.
he would
Yeah.
cast
So
Tom Cruise as the new admiral.
Hey,
He does
man.
his own stunts.
exactly. So
Admiral
no, it
Maverick.
was, but there were a good number of Star Trek people there because it was winning. Well, for two reasons. One is
Mhm.
Strange New Worlds was nominated for 4 awards, and it won 0, unfortunately. But and then uh, Terry Metalis was up for a special award.
Mhm.
Uh, and then Star Trek was up for this Hall of Fame award, which they brought back from the 70s. They haven't given it out since the 70s, so they have a very
Wow.
small Hall of Fame. But they're going to start doing it again. And for the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, they did it. And there was a kind of a weird thing where so Shatner was there. Shatner goes on stage, so there's to accept the Hall of Fame award solo, right? And then he just talks about how he sang Rocket Man in 1978, if anyone remembers that,
And then
which
again
was
on the cruise
On the
recently.
cruise.
yeah, but it was at the Saturn Awards. And and I thought that was strange. And then he came backstage and Shatnerized for a little while, and talked about how he's never watched Star Trek, which is he's said before.
Uh-huh.
But he's like friends with all the people, but he's like, I've never seen in a single episode of The Next Generation because he was introduced by Frakes and Spiner. And he's like,
Mhm.
these guys are great. And they come to my house for, football and
Monday
I
Night
know
Football,
them
yeah.
all, but I've never watched a single episode of their show.
Well, this seems like the perfect time to announce that the seventh rule, after Walter Koenig finishes season 2 of original series with us, William Shatner will be joining us for every episode of season 3. Jenny was like, "What's he get?" Anthony's like, "Is this guy full of shit?" Yes, I am.
Okay.
He is not. I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, maybe,
No,
but
he's been he's been asked
I'm
to do it,
sure.
and he has said that there's no way he would ever do that. But yeah, I think he doesn't like watching himself in anything.
Mm.
I don't think I'm not sure I agree with that.
Um, so still, it was fun. But then later, they did another intro, and they showed this short like clip of Star Trek through the years, and then everyone went on stage, and they wanted to have kind of a wide spectrum from the franchise.
Yeah.
So it was Alex Kurtzman and Rod Roddenberry accepting, but then surrounded by all sorts of people, which are all the people in that picture. But then Shatner
Yeah.
was gone at this point. So I don't understand why they did it into whatever, it's,
Uh-huh.
Shatner moves in mysterious ways. We do not question
He
the
moves
Shatner.
in mysterious ways.
So, and yeah, I mean, but what was weird but fun is other people would talk about Star Trek on stage.
Mhm.
So, Vince Gilligan, if you guys don't know, like Vince Gilligan, multiple Emmy winner, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad,
Ooh, whoa.
So, he's a huge Star Trek fan, and he talked about how important Star Trek was to him. And there was I forget her name, but the co-creator with J.J. Abrams actually of a TV show called Duster,
Mhm.
won an award, and she went up and started talking about how important Star Trek was to her. So it's had this and we hear this all the time of creators and people talking about how important Star Trek was to them and helped them become writers.
Mhm.
Hey, on that note, Bob Odenkirk was there too. I saw in a picture. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd never been there before. He just said Vince told me it was fun, so I decided to come. And
Oh man,
yeah, well,
that's cool.
because they were up for Pluribus, which is a great show,
Oh,
by
right,
the
yeah.
way. And you wonder, like, was Pluribus inspired by the Borg? I don't want to spoiler alert it, but there's a Borg-like element to that show for sure.
Ooh.
But like other people, like I talked to Katie Sackhoff on the red carpet, and a big fan, Battlestar Galactica. But we just talked about how much she loves Star Trek and how she wants to be in Star Trek.
Dude,
What the heck?
yes.
She's in
She
Star
should be
Wars. She
in
should get in
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek.
I'm
Mhm.
telling you.
Yes. That should
So
be a petition.
I know, right?
I don't even think we need to. I think if she says she wants to be in Star Trek, the powers that be need to be like, "Oh shit, really? Didn't know that.
Right?
All right, yeah."
Heck,
she
sure,
doesn't
let's-
want to do
do the,
makeup.
yes.
She said the most she said she'd do is pointed ears, but not that. No, no,
or
no.
Bajoran Bridge nose.
Mhm.
No,
maybe, but not like Paul Giamatti was like, put me in makeup. He
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
it bad.
killing it.
Dude.
He's gonna win awards next year. How is he not going to? He's a
Right.
monster. He's so
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends. Yeah, he'll probably win a Saturn Award,
Yeah.
for best
That's what I
guest
mean,
star,
yeah,
but
yeah.
not the Emmys do not love. When
He
is the
do not
last time
recognize.
Yeah, outside of the
they
Created
don't love
Arts
Star
Emmys,
Trek for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
but like Andor cleaned up. Andor is a great show, though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously. So it's not that they ignore genre,
Yeah.
but maybe it'll help when they're HBO Max Para Plus Max.
Maybe put him on the map a little bit more. Hey,
Sounds like
Anthony.
that should come with some side effect warnings.
Anthony, I know you got to run off.
I mean,
We do
I've got
appreciate.
but if there's anything, I mean, I feel like I'm the only one talking though. This is
That's
like my
because
podcast.
we're like
Yeah, guy with all the
sucking
We're
it out of
info.
you.
enthralled by
Yeah.
by what you're sharing with
Well,
us.
if you can stick
Exactly.
around a few more minutes before you go, then
Sure.
I know before you left, you texted me. You said I can't leave before I find out what the answers to the poll were. So here they are. And he
Indeed,
marked
indeed.
it. He marked it important or whatever people do with that. By the way, side note, there is a direct anti-correlation or reverse correlation, reverse corollary. I don't know. There's some kind of term for it, I'm sure. For when people mark an email important, it's like it's inversely proportional to how important it actually is.
Right.
Just FYI, if somebody marks something important, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not important.
They're just trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Right. That's why they're trying to make it sound. They're like, please just answer me. So here's the answer here. 4% said Section 31A would be the better name
Okay.
for Section 31 movie sequel. 21% said Section 32, which I thought was going to win. 29% said Section 31 or so. Those are all people that voted late, probably after it was
Yeah.
verbalized.
Definitely.
And 46% surprisingly are like, nope, bring back Hot Shots. Section 31, Part 2. Wasn't it Hot Shots, I think, that did
Yeah,
that?
it was Hot
Yes,
Shots.
it
Yep,
was.
Hot Shots.
And the next one was
Part
maybe
Two.
like 33 and a third, or maybe that was Airplane. I can't
No,
remember.
Wasn't that
was
Naked Gun?
Naked
Gun, that's the
that was
one.
Gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many old parody movies from the 80s and 90s to keep up. Do you guys ever see
Leslie
that movie
Nielsen.
Kung Fu? Kung Pao. Maybe it was Kung Pao. It was like
No.
Saw
90s.
Kung Fu Panda.
That was actually pretty good. Anyway, well, okay.
Maybe.
One more thing, Anthony. So if we were to get a green light for Starfleet Academy season 3, when would that happen? When would the powers that be told? And then secondarily, when would we be told? Because who knows if that's connected.
I mean, I asked Noga and Tunde that, and they said they have no idea. I'm like, is there a timetable or whatever? So, there's no way of knowing. I think the first decision they need, but it may all be related, is, are they going to extend Alex's contract?
Right.
And now they could make, they don't need Alex to make anything.
No.
Alex is a subcontractor. They could make more Academy or more.
He doesn't own it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's owned by Paramount.
Mhm.
But he is the showrunner, and so I think that they'd at least want to get a deal for him to continue as showrunner and executive producer, and so they probably have to sort all that stuff out
Mhm.
first. They'll probably want to crunch the data on the first season, which will take a
Exactly.
while. I mean, we see data like, oh, is it on the top 10 list here? So that, and we always report on that. But the data that matters is their data. And one thing they do like to look at is how many people complete a series. So if you start, so they actually look at everyone who watched the pilot and say, what percentage of those people watched the finale? And that is for streaming companies, that is a key indicator. Now,
Smart.
that's usually a key indicator for them to get a second season, but they've
Mhm.
already given them a second season. So, but it's one of the only things. And, they'll want to see, how many new subscribers they got. So, even though we report on top 10 lists, that's not real. They don't look at that stuff. They don't care about Nielsen ratings for,
Right.
because unlike TV ratings, they've got the actual data. They know
Mhm.
how much money the show
Right.
made them. They
Yeah.
can really, and that data we'll never see.
No.
That's the thing about streaming is it's the most opaque, and yet it has the most data.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I heard, and you tell me if you think this is valid. I was told that basically they want to analyze the data, as season one's going to end, and then they give it a couple more weeks for the people that like wait and then binge watch the whole thing, things like that. And it takes a little bit of time to analyze this. But someone told me that they were pretty confident that there would be an answer a few weeks from now, like 2 or 3 weeks after the final episode. I feel like that sounds very optimistic, especially when the entire company is in such flux. And also, since season two is already shot, so they're not like
Yeah.
re-upping for next season. That's quite a gamble to say, all right, we've seen one season, another one's in the bank, and we're confident enough to do a third. Does that seem too optimistic to you guys? What do you guys think?
Hmm.
It's possible. I would think by Comic-Con,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
July, late third week of July.
Yeah.
I know that they're not doing anything, not that I expected, but there's
Mhm.
not going to be an official Paramount panel for any Star Trek
Right.
at WonderCon, which is coming up in a few
Yeah.
weeks in Anaheim.
Mhm.
So don't expect any announcements there. But
Yeah.
Comic-Con is when they've made big announcements. And so,
Yeah, and it's either like San Diego or New York, maybe, depending.
right, they've done
Yeah.
it at both. They
Yeah.
usually do panels at both.
Mhm.
And so that's not the only time
Yeah.
they've done, we've got Star Trek Day that's coming up pretty soon. Or not Star Trek Day.
First
Picard
Contact
Day.
Day.
First Contact Day.
Yeah. First
Right. I was
contact.
thinking
And Picard
which
Day, Captain.
Yes.
But they haven't really been making announcements.
They
Like
have
I remember
not.
last year, we thought there was going to
No.
be a major announcement on First Contact Day, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was for Strange New Worlds.
They did
and
a
nothing happened. It kind of
yeah, they did a few years ago they did some stuff on like they released the first Picard trailer showing Q on First Contact
That's right, yeah.
Day. So they have dabbled in First Contact Day stuff, but in the last few years they haven't. And of course they
Yeah.
used to do, I'm sure I saw you there, the big
Yeah.
Star Trek, where they do it at the Skirball Center,
Yeah.
and
They did.
those were during the
Those were so fun.
peak streaming wars years where they're
Yeah.
like, how much money can we spend?
Yeah.
those were good days.
Those
and
were
then
great days.
they lasted like it was like 3 years basically of like
Yeah.
this peak. And then it just kind of now
We
the
got
last
spoiled,
Star Trek
you know.
Day, I think they had like t-shirts on sale at StarTrek.com
Right,
or something.
I mean,
like that.
I recently threw out all my swag boxes that they used to set. I mean,
Mhm.
and I mean, like the one for Picard, like it was shaped like a Borg cube. Did
Yeah.
you get that one? It was just huge, and the swag boxes have gotten smaller and smaller. And so,
Yeah.
you can almost track how much money they're spending on Star Trek by how big the swag boxes are. So,
But they still send some out. Like they sent them out for Starfleet Academy. That was still
yeah. There
a
was some,
decent set.
yeah.
But you're right. There have been some that have gotten kind of but that's okay because I'm surprised you threw away the boxes. It was hard for me when
They take up a lot of room.
When they first started sending them, I got rid of them right away. But then I started getting nostalgic and started keeping them. And now I look back at those old Discovery boxes. I'm like, damn, I wish I kept those. I wish I still had
I
my
should have
old
given you
disco
mine because
boxes.
yeah, they were So
I
I
still
thought
have
the
my
same
lower
thing.
decks one.
That's awesome.
I don't
I
have
want
any
to
of them.
lose. Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
I'm only basing this stuff on guesswork.
Yeah.
I don't have I don't know they're going to do this on this date. I will ask Alex tomorrow that
Yeah.
question though
Nice.
of,
Yeah.
is there a date?
When might we know?
Um,
Wow, that'd be cool.
Ah.
yeah. So he'll probably say, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he might say something well, Akiva seems like the guy that's a little bit more coy about things where he's like, well, I mean, we have sets, we have this or
Yeah.
that. I've never met Alex. I don't think he
He's
doesn't.
very measured and conservative.
Yeah,
He
that's
does
what he
not
seems like.
telegraph. Akiva is out. I mean, he was on stage in San Diego saying, "Tell Skydance you want your one." I mean,
Yeah.
he turned it into a little bit of a campaign there.
Mhm.
So
There is.
he has a different way, but
Mhm.
apparently he's been really pushing behind the scenes. I mean, it was
Great.
Akiva that pushed to make Strange New Worlds happen. People forget that, but
Nice.
he was there behind the scenes saying, "Let's do the Captain Pike show. Come on," And
Thank
Okay.
goodness.
On that note, Anthony, before you go, there's one I want to see more than anything in the whole world, and that is the new President Archer show. Is Jonathan, if you were to read between the tea leaf lines, do you think a new Jonathan Archer show with Mike Sussman at the helm is going to happen? Or do you think this is another legacy kind of thing where it's like, the showrunner, really wants it, the fans really want it, but it's probably not in the cards?
I wouldn't say it's highly likely, and I'm certain it wouldn't be the next thing because it's a show like that is never going to be your main show.
Right.
And Mike has said that, and I think it's possible. Nothing's happening on it now. I know that, but it's Scott Bakula. Scott Bakula's made a lot of money for the CBS Corporation
Yeah.
and Paramount Corporation over the years, which is why they took it seriously when it was pitched
Yeah.
back, but it was pitched at the wrong time.
Yeah.
There were a lot of pitches that went in after the money spigot stopped. Like Legacy would have happened for sure if like 2 years before when they were just like saying, when everything was
Greenlighting
getting
everything. Yeah.
yeah. But they
Needed
had
a
to start,
series.
it came down to, do we do Academy or do we do Legacy? It really was that you couldn't do both. And they were well down the road on Academy. And it doesn't mean Legacy will never happen, the Terry Metalis thing, and it doesn't mean United will never happen. I think, they've got some really interesting ideas for that show, so
And
but
Tawny's show is an option too. The
the
Tawny
live action
Newsome
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and
Right.
that would be relatively cheap to make.
A lot cheaper.
And I think we've been thinking about this, myself and Lori, I think they may look at how Star Trek is made fundamentally and may look at finding a more cost-effective way. Like if you look at a show like, and this, they may learn from their new acquisition. So you look at a show like The Pit, right? And they're doing lots of episodes, faster production, lower cost. And HBO, they now call it the Pit model.
Yes.
Mm.
We want it. We
Interesting.
want that 90s
Okay.
model back.
So
Or
now,
something close.
right now, there's some advantage. I mean, the Pit is all shot on standing stages.
Yeah.
It's every show is essentially a bottle show. The visual effects, so it wouldn't I don't think you could do it that cheap, fast and cheap, but there may be a way to find a happy balance. Because
Yeah.
people say, why don't they do 20 episodes? It takes them as long to shoot 10 episodes as it used to take to shoot
Yeah.
20 or 21.
Mhm.
So there's they just take that much longer to shoot now. But some procedurals get away with 20 episodes a year.
Yeah.
Scott Bakula, those NCIS, New Orleans show he did,
Yeah.
those had
Law
a
and
ton of
Order.
episodes.
Still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cranking them out.
Exactly. So, I don't know. Did I answer the question? Was there a question?
Yeah, you did, and it's all very exciting. We're like, I think this next year, even just the next few months, is going to be a lot of good news, maybe some bad news, a lot of weird news, but I think I think overall it's going to just keep rolling. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Some shows are going to get picked up, some twists and turns, but one thing's for sure. Check this out, Anthony. Trek Movie will be covering it from
That's for
beginning,
sure.
middle, and you guys do the best previews. You do the best analyses of like trailers with like still frames. We always go like, "What's Trek Movie?" You find like 40 things that we all missed, maybe 47. But thanks for hanging out with
Easter
us,
egg.
Anthony. This has been
Hey,
so
look,
cool.
I love what you guys do. I love that you keep talking about us.
Oh yeah, well you guys pump out
we
good stuff
appreciate you
for
guys.
us.
And it's not just me, like it's myself and a whole bunch of people. And I won't name everyone, but like if you look at, just like look at all the gaming coverage we're doing now, it's because we brought in a guy who just loves games.
Awesome,
right?
yeah.
Steve,
That's awesome.
and so now we've done like 4 articles just on
Oh
the
my
new
gosh.
Voyager game, which I want to give a shout out. Buy the
Yeah.
Voyager game. Show your
Yeah.
love.
we
Voyager
do need
Across
more of
the
those.
Unknown. Yeah, we need more games. And go back and buy Star Trek Resurgence from a couple years ago.
Oh, it's so
Ooh.
good.
Matt
so
loves
good.
it.
Star Trek
Yes, I
Resurgence
do.
is like an extra season of a next generation era show. If it's
Cool.
it's
Yeah.
a story based game, it's easy to play, and
so
and
great.
it's got Jonathan Frakes.
Yep.
So
And
as you guys could tell, I'm a gamer. So I
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
You
Love it.
mentioned comics too, and Trek Movie has been awesome at covering new comics that have been coming out, and with the breakdowns and then the visuals with the images and previews and all of that. So yeah, love reading about the comics too.
So what we're
Yeah.
trying to say, Anthony, is we hope you come back to our show,
Yeah.
so we'll
I
talk
love-
more with you.
We will. And of course, I'll be seeing
Awesome.
most of you in Vegas, and we'll do our panels, and it'll be fun.
Absolutely, and any other Star Trek shows that may or may not pop up.
Indeed.
Well,
and you'll have to have Lori Ulster, my All
Oh, we
Access
love
Star Trek
Lori.
co-host, back.
Yeah.
yes. All right, everybody. So
Yes.
check out Anthony writing and editing and doing everything at trekmovie.com, as well as Anthony with Lori Ulster doing the All Access podcast. It's such good stuff. We really appreciate you, Anthony, and we'll
Thank
be
you.
talking with you real soon, okay?
Bye, everyone. Thank you for having
Bye.
me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Anthony.
All right. Always so much fun, that guy. Like, I
Yeah.
feel bad. I'm like, we're just like asking him more and more
I know.
questions, but it's because like every time we
But
ask a question, we get so much great information.
That's it,
and we're like,
exactly.
it's like a guilty pleasure. We're like,
Well,
maybe we can
Tell
ask
us
him another
more.
question. Yeah.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you
You're
can't
the
help. Well, at least for me, I can't just help but listen because
Yeah.
he has a different perspective than all of us have, and
Totally.
it's wonderful to have him fill in some of the blanks for us a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Jenny and Melissa will appreciate it. He's the man in the room.
Yeah.
Yes,
Totally. Or at least he's got his ear to the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
a
it.
little bit Ferengi.
Yeah.
definitely. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of good stuff there. A lot of added information. So nobody really has answers about Starfleet Academy. I mean, personally, I think it would be shocking if they would give some kind of answer on season 3 that quickly,
Yeah.
unless it's a no. If it's a no,
Unless
then
it's a no.
Mhm.
Yes.
then they
Yeah,
would
just
probably
rip the
have that
Band-Aid
answer
off.
quickly. But they probably wouldn't tell us because can you
Right.
imagine if they tell us, hey, we're not renewing Starfleet Academy season 3, then season 2 suddenly becomes a lame duck season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Nobody
say
watches it, nobody cares because they're like, well, we know it's done anyway. So that would be
I'm gonna
shooting
guess we
themselves in the
probably
foot.
don't. Yeah, we probably don't get something till season 2. That's my
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's bad news, right? If it's
Yeah.
good news,
Right.
then sure, before that. But if it's
Sooner.
not
If
gonna be
it's
good
good news, they'll tell us as soon
Yeah.
as possible. If it's
Yeah.
bad news, then it would be
yeah, we don't want you
seems
to
like
not
bad
tune
business
in for
to
this.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You would
Mhm.
think
No,
they'd
I think
wanna
you're absolutely right on that.
hedge their bets a little bit because the set is so big and
Oh my God, yeah.
we haven't heard of anyone breaking down the set yet. So
Yeah.
What?
it's I
Well, I
mean
saw pictures this past weekend of the sets being taken down and props. Just kidding, you guys. I don't see shit. I don't know anything.
Man, did you feel those daggers? I was like, ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was no, but so that all seems positive. Um Actually, you know what? On that note, let's talk about Starfleet Academy. Oh my God, there's some crazy news in here. Melissa, I don't know if you included it. I don't think so.
what
But
the thing that I sent in our other chat?
yeah, okay. So hang on, let me pull something up, everybody. Let me find it first. Here it is. Oh, wait, hang on. We have some breaking news as well. Hang on, let me just
What?
check what this breaking news is.
Talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Oh man, this is tough. Okay. You know what? We're finishing up on Starfleet Academy. So we'll talk about this for just a moment. Um, but then there's also breaking news from John Orkiel at screenrant.com.
Okay.
So, okay. Here
Jeepers.
is, I know, there's so many things happening in the world. Okay.
There
Here it
are.
is. I don't know who originally posted this, but we've seen it
Oh.
shared between a lot of people on social media. This person gives their thoughts on this, but basically the main thing is on LinkedIn, entertainment news writer from Giant Freaking Robot in Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh, that's the answer to where they are. About the job. Starfleet Academy haters wanted as writers for Geek News website. Hate Starfleet Academy? Have a wealth of geek knowledge, experience the writing online, blah, 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 blah. If that's you, reach out. Must hate Starfleet Academy. Must be a citizen of the U.S. to presumably to work in the U.S. Experience required, included link. Okay. So basically, in a nutshell, what we're talking about here is that these people, God bless them, are keeping it real and keeping it
Are they?
honest. And well, they're keeping it real by
That's
saying flatly what
This
they
is
want.
our.
They're
Yeah.
saying, hey
Okay.
guys, if you want to write for this company, we will pay you, but you must hate. Must is a very strong word.
Yes.
And hate is a very strong word. And I'm like, it's amazing that, like, for me, I'd be way too chicken and self-aware to say that. I would say something like, if you are a big Star Trek fan and are willing to critique honestly Starfleet, there'd be like
Yeah.
these coded words in there where you could kind of, but nope, these guys are like flat out, you have to be a hater. You have to really get it. And first of all, I applaud the brutal honesty. But secondly, I'm like, feels so embarrassing and silly and negative, and it just reinforces what we all know, which is some people and groups and companies and outlets make money off of rage baiting, off of
Yeah.
trolling,
Well,
off
yeah,
of
this is
uh,
why I don't think it is honest
engagement farming.
Yeah.
because
It's honest about
exactly.
what they were trying to hire, is what I mean. not
Right.
necessarily about their
But
opinions or
their
anything. Maybe they don't even
agenda,
watch it. Yeah.
their agenda is not honest. I mean, it is
Yeah.
honest in that they want to tear down Starfleet Academy, but that it's not an honest approach to Starfleet Academy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're presenting it not as here's a guy who hates Academy talking about Academy. They're saying here's the review. Here is our
Right.
review of this show.
Right.
It's
It's kind
yeah,
of like,
so
wasn't before there was like a couple of these YouTube guys that made it really big, like hating on Discovery
oh yeah.
back in the day because
Really?
they would make these videos saying like Discovery sucks.
Yeah,
And then
including Giant Freaking Robot. They
see,
also did.
maybe was
See,
that, but not on YouTube, right?
I
Or
don't
maybe
know.
No, sorry.
But anyway, so they would do that, and suddenly everybody glommed onto it, and they're like, "Great!" And you can tell as time went on that, to Melissa's point, it was like faux outrage. They weren't
Yeah.
watching all the episodes.
No.
They didn't
They're
hate.
not.
They're just like, okay, I got an article, I got a video I got to put up tomorrow. I got to figure out something. I got to generate some kind of hatred for this show that I'm not watching, that I don't really, well, and so they're like, have to convince themselves and come. Sometimes the titles would be so lame. You could tell that they're trying to be as creative as they can
Yeah.
to come up with something new to hate. And it sounds like that's what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, I had a rant about them, 2 weeks ago on this very show, saying how horrible their headlines are, which is why I never put them in the emails. And because they're
Good.
always horrible and
Yeah.
negative and hate mongering and agitative, and I never click on their things because I don't want them to get the clicks. I don't want them to have my precious time and
Yeah.
click on. No, thank you.
Definitely.
Well, they're
Go
like the
somewhere
red
else,
light
David.
district of reviews. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
it's easy. It's they know that there's people who are out there who don't like these. And so they're just throwing it out there. It's like, hey guys, look at this. This resembles something healthy to you. Like this resembles something really good that you really love, but actually it's made from cardboard or it's made from ingredients that are gonna
You're talking about
basically poison you.
Cheerios?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's made from particle board. But that's the thing is I would imagine that none of these people who run these things really ever watch these things. They just
Yeah.
know that there's a
Like what Brian was saying, this they're out there fishing and marketing for what did you call it? Outrage porn?
Yeah, it's outrage porn, it's engagement farming. A lot of times people, like on social media, they'll just post something that's just like dropping a grenade. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like somebody squirting fart spray at a Target store. They're just
until next
they're
time.
they're doing it, and then they're running off and like watching people react angrily, and they're like, "Ooh, look at all these reactions I got," you know?
Yeah.
I saw a
You know-
video, speaking of fart spray. I saw a video of people wearing inflatable costumes.
Oh no, I've seen
and
that
then-
too. That's ghastly. That's like that will harm someone.
It
That
will.
sounds actually
If you have
painful.
ever
So
been
I'm gonna
exposed
try.
to fart spray,
I have never been exposed to fart spray.
I do not
thankfully.
recommend it.
No,
God
it's
bless.
hideous.
It will make you
it
very,
is
very
not-
sad.
Yeah,
Oh
especially
my
if you're
gosh.
hot boxing, and I see the people. They're like,
Oh my
they're
God.
like,
it is insidious,
yeah.
like the Federation.
So I want
Um,
to point out what John Davis said on that note. He says exactly, hatred equals clicks equals Benjamins. I
Yep.
guarantee you, if you did a video with a thumbnail where somebody's going, and it says why I hate Starfleet Academy,
Yeah.
and you did a video that has the same guy going, and it's like why I love Starfleet Academy, the one with the word hate will get 3 times as many clicks at least, just because.
Do this.
And that's
Yeah.
just like it's the same thing just with everything in the world. Let me tell you something. I belong to a lot of little sports groups too. I'm kind of a basketball nerd, okay?
Really?
Yes. I'll watch a basketball game, the Golden State Warriors. When we win, when they win, fans have a problem saying we. When the Warriors win, there's like 2 or 3 posts. When the Warriors lose, it's just like heaps of posts. This is what we should do. We blew it because you freaking, that's what it is. People react to negativity. People react to hate. People react to annoyance. When things go well, they're like, that was good. I'm moving on with my day. When things go poorly, they want to vent and they want to fight and they want to click on things.
Yeah, I will say this is why I stopped watching reality television show
Oh gosh, yeah.
because I hated the way it made me feel and react towards the people on the
Yeah.
screen. And I'm
That's
like, I
hilarious.
don't want to be this toxic person. No more reality television. Nope. Thanks. Bye.
Can I just say, Unturned Stone in the live chat just said, in honest opinion, do you think watching the show is going to improve my opinion? Do you know? Here's my honest answer. I don't care if it does. I honestly don't care if it does, because you know why? That's your opinion. I'm not here to tell you what you should and should not think about that show. That is for you to decide whether or not you like the show. But I do think you should give the show a fair chance to formulate your own opinion on it and not listen to the opinion of somebody on YouTube
Who
because
hasn't
they
even
don't
watched
like
the
the show.
show?
Yeah, who's never even watched the show. Judge it for yourself. If you want to like it, then that is fantastic. If you don't want to like it, that's equally okay. You are allowed to have your own opinion about this, and you shouldn't have to have somebody else tell you whether or not a show is good.
Yep.
You're allowed to formulate your own opinions. That's
also,
that's my honest answer to it.
I see the question. It says, in your honest opinion, do you think watching the show will improve my opinion? Who knows? You might like it or you might not. Yeah, honestly,
I don't
it's
really know you.
Yeah.
so
not really
I don't know what
answerable.
your
Yeah.
tastes
You-
I
are.
can't
And
tell
I
You
you.
might
think-
like some episodes and not
Yeah.
like other episodes.
Yeah,
I mean, there's-
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
so,
true
who
for
knows?
all
And
of
that's
Star
the
Trek.
thing. Yeah, that's it exactly. I think, we all have our favorites. We all have, the shows that don't hit in the same way for us, but it doesn't make us any less of Star Trek fans if there's a show or two that we're not going to go back and watch and rewatch necessarily.
like Deep Space Nine and your
Oh my god. So yeah, but
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Look,
I do like
I
it. I've seen it.
I just think if when you go into a series, if you can have an open mind to say, okay, what is this presenting to me? And yeah, sometimes you're gonna find, and you go into it, that it's not gonna jive with you, and that's okay if it doesn't.
Well, I have to mention what Unturned Stone just said now. And they have said, I don't know male or female, but Unturned Stone says, haven't even listened to people online except for you guys. I trust you guys. That's very nice of
lovely.
you to say.
That is
Thanks,
very-
Unturned
yeah.
Stone.
Yes.
That's
Even
lovely.
me, I'm a liar. But thank you. I think
Wait, didn't you
Unturned
say
Stone
everything you
means
say is a
us
lie?
as a group, like
Yeah.
that
There
we
you
just
go.
give our honest thoughts.
We
and
do,
opinions,
and
and
I-
we do hit things from different angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa, Matt, and I are really big Deep Space Nine fans. Jenny might be if she ever watches it. I know Jenny has probably the most original series knowledge, or maybe Matt. Matt's got the most gaming knowledge, but we kind of fill in each other's
Yeah.
corners.
Right.
And I mean that
Yeah.
not figuratively.
Yeah. And I
Well, you
think
know,
we also I think we have good honest conversations about Star Trek and about the shows, except for Ryan, of course. But like, I mean, but in doing so, I think we all try to avoid, if there's something that we didn't like, or, that we try to talk about it in a way where it's not just like, nah, it sucked, I hated that. Like it's like, okay, well, what was it about it that bothered me, or what, that kind of like, and that's where you're looking at it with more of a critical eye than just like,
Yeah.
and I think it's more valuable, it's more valuable. It like gets your brain going.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help you build those neurons where you're just reactive all the time and I hate that. And, like it's I think I think what we do here is good.
I think so
Aw,
too.
me
And
too.
I think that we're each supportive of each other's individual opinions, whether
Yeah.
we agree with them or not, and we're never going to tear each other down because of these opinions. Because we are coming at them from a different perspective,
Totally.
from different life experiences, and I love that about this group. And so thank you. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Thank
Yeah.
you for everyone on the screen for creating this safe space to have opinions and not treading on those opinions or, raging about them.
And thank you to everybody in the live chat, because the truth is, honestly, you guys are the MVP. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
it's
Otherwise,
true.
we could literally just be all the four of us just texting each other. But instead, the fact that you guys are supporting us, that's why we're doing this live.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate how friendly and patient you are with us. And sometimes we're covering a topic that maybe you're bored about. Maybe you don't even watch new Star Trek and you're like, can you just get past this and get back to wrestling or whatever it is? Then we'll do that. Or sometimes we talk about wrestling and people that live in Brazil get really pissed. But we appreciate you guys sticking with us regardless. Let's bring up some really important news. This is breaking news, which just dropped a minute before we went live. Scratch that. A minute before we were supposed to go live. So, like 6 minutes before we went live. This is from ScreenRant.com, written by John Orkilla. Saru's perfect Star Trek Discovery spinoff pitched by Doug Jones 2 years later. Wait, what? Doug Jones pitched a Saru show? What the heck?
It's news to me. It's
news to me too.
News even.
I'm
singing with
pissed.
Saru.
Me and Doug are supposed to be pals, and he didn't tell me this. And I think I would have remembered if he told. Well, maybe this just came out. I think this just came out like from the Saturn Awards. So here's the quote, and this is from ScreenRant.com, exclusive, I believe. He says, quote, "Oh, golly, they've touched on everything. I think Starfleet Academy was a brilliant move to go back to how these cadets become Starfleet officers on ships, right? Let's explore those characters. And I love Strange New Worlds too, because it went back. It had an original Trek vibe. And our Discovery was the first of the new streaming series. So I feel very proud that we got spinoffs from our show. I don't know what's left. That might be a question for the Rodenberries. Rod can answer that for you when you see him. I think he's here tonight too. Yeah, so this was a couple nights ago at the Saturn Awards. Oh, I know. Well, since President Tarina and I, my Vulcan fiance, got married, finally, she's a Vulcan, I'm a Kelpian. Let's explore what world we live in together and have our own series we could lead. That would be interesting. What would a Kelpian Vulcan child look like?
Velpian?
Yeah.
Velpian.
Man, I would be very interested in seeing this child.
Maybe the brow ridges go up and it's got pointed ears.
Oh yeah.
Pointed ears. And would they have the would they call that? I want to call them phalanges, but those
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, what are they called? They're called why can't we remember? Matt's Googling.
Yes, I am.
That's Matt's Google face.
Ganglia.
Thank you. Very close.
Yes. There you go.
No. They should be called ganglia.
I beat you with my brain. Yeah.
Yes,
ganglia. Yes. And
So-
I thought phalanges.
that could be fun. That would seem like some kind of like political drama, right? Saru, the captain, President Tarina of Navarre, Vulcan, things like that. That could be pretty cool.
Have it be like a Manchurian Candidate type
show.
I haven't seen
Or
that.
we could do kind of like what they didn't do with Spock and see how a half Vulcan, half Kelpian kid might grow up in the universe.
Speaking of which, this is from everybody's favorite website. Say it with me. Temple of Geek.
Of course.
Trevor Roth, 3-minute read. Forget it.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
out.
the reason I included this is that there is an interview. It's the second video towards the bottom with Rod Roddenberry talking
see
about
it.
Star Trek. And I think it's very moving what Rod Roddenberry has to say about current Star Trek and what his father might think of the new iterations of Trek. And I just thought it was uplifting and it was pretty beautiful. So
Check it
if
out.
you
I think I'll
don't
pull that up right now.
mind
Yeah.
playing
Um,
it, that would be awesome.
also, yeah, okay, I'll just play it. Here it is. Nuts. Hang on.
Ah, nuts.
Nuts.
Oh, wait, I got to share the audio too. So sorry, you guys. I swear we are professional. But this is why you guys love us, right? You get like a little 15-second break while we pull things up.
Exactly.
60 years of Star Trek. How does that feel, first and foremost?
Well, I mean, considering it's longer than I've been alive, it's a little awe-inspiring and a little overwhelming. But you know, Star Trek is something that I was born into to a degree. It took me a while to really figure it out, but I'd say I've spent the last number of decades of my life thinking quite a bit about it. And from the perspective of something, it's something that I'm very proud of. So I'm proud that it's lasted 60 years, and I'm proud that people still love it.
So Star Trek is entering its
Oh, that wasn't it, but
Oh, nuts.
it's so weird. I thought
Here's
it
another
was-
one. No, that's okay. That's okay. Here's another one. Let's try this one.
Okay.
But tell those people in the back to quiet down.
How does it feel then to see 60 years of Star Trek celebrated in this way, in these times, and to be nominated for recognition here tonight?
I mean, it's always an honor for Star Trek to be recognized. And I think what's important is what's behind that. The people here, and I think probably most of them, are not just recognizing it because it's a good sci-fi show. There's much more to Star Trek than that, as we've been discussing. And so I truly think most of the people are here because they understand Star Trek speaks to us. Star Trek has a necessary message. Yes, it entertains, but again, it is something very important that we need to keep telling ourselves. And I mean, that's its job. And if it ever stops doing that, it's not Star Trek.
And so
Was that it?
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, love it.
Oh, I love that Rod Roddenberry is kind of carrying the torch, even if
know.
it's less of a, mover and shaker and puppet master like,
Yeah.
his dad was, like running the show, but he's like living it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like Roddenberry is its own entity and Star Trek, they kind of split off. And Roddenberry still holds the heart of Star Trek. Star Trek still continues, but he definitely represents, I think, his dad's vision,
Yeah.
in like the Roddenberry Network and Roddenberry.com and the Roddenberry Foundation.
And the Rodenberry
I mean,
Archive.
There's a
Yeah.
Roddenberry archive as well. There's a band called the Roddenberries. There was like a USS Roddenberry. There's all kinds of Roddenberries. There was even like wasn't there like a comic strip that maybe from StarTrek.com called Rod and Barry? They were like two guys.
Oh yeah,
Rod
yep.
and Barry.
I remember that.
Anyway, the point is, I think that dude's awesome,
He's
and
great,
I'm looking forward
yeah.
to seeing him out and about again as often as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Linda Anderegg says, strange the caption says Rod instead of Eugene as he calls himself now. But he did clarify that
right, yeah.
on an episode of The Seventh Rule
Mhm.
with Sirach and Ryan, saying that he goes by both. It was just some mix up. So you can call him either Eugene or Rod.
Yeah.
He's okay with it.
Yeah.
All right.
It is. Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
No, it's just it's lovely because it's not this, but he's invested and he's engaged.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I appreciate that he's not just sitting there being like, where's my check, blah, blah, blah. It's like he's
Yeah. He hustles.
Wait. He gets paid for this?
I'm
Probably just a very
an
token.
honorarium, let's say. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. But it's I mean he cares about what's happening and he's invested in maintaining that. Oh my God, Brian.
What? I think it's cool that he gets paid. Right? I mean,
Anyway.
he is Rod Roddenberry. He's carrying the torch.
Yeah.
And he's living the good life and everybody loves him. So up next, check this out. Oh, this is also from screenrant.com, you guys. You guys are so weird. Star Trek, screenrant.com, John Orchiola. Star Trek's mysterious future addressed by Robert Picardo as franchise has no new shows in development. By the way, shout out to Robert Picardo for really holding that mantle. Speaking of Rod Roddenberry and how he is with Star Trek, this is how Robert Picardo is with Starfleet Academy. It feels like he's the Armin Shimmerman of Starfleet Academy, the guy that's like welcome one, welcome all. Like he is so excited about the show. He's so welcoming about the show and positive and friendly and fun and doing public appearances. What a gem! And I'm so glad that Star Trek recognized his value to a show and to a franchise and was like, you know who we need? We need Robert Picardo in this new show.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy they made that decision. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Robert Picardo. I'm happy for us fans. I just think A+ all around. So here's what he says. Isn't he?
It's
so
like he's
wonderful.
a living witness or something.
Yeah.
And he's so clever. Okay.
Oh, and before we go,
And charming.
sorry, Joel and Velasok gave us a super chat.
Joel and Valzak, thank you so much for that, for the super chat. We appreciate you, Joel. Thank you. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And he says, now Virtual TrekCon gets paid too.
And cookies.
That's pretty nice. Me and Rod are going to go compare our bank accounts. Don't mean to embarrass him, but here's the quote from Robert Picardo. I've heard that the movie franchise is going to be totally reinvented with all new characters. That'll be great to see and interesting. I don't think we've ever done that before. Tell me about it, Bob. Jeez. You know what I mean? Even when they rebooted the original characters in the movies with Chris Pine a dozen years ago or whatever it was, they were still familiar characters. Now we're going to see presumably all new Star Trek characters. That'll be interesting. And then for the next show, I mean, Starfleet Academy is an idea that has been talked about forever, and they'll just have to figure out how to do it. And the critical response to the show has been amazing with almost 95% positive reviews. Now, of course, everyone's a critic. So on social media, there's a lively discussion. That's a great word. Lively discussion about what Star Trek should be. I see fans who say, we own the IP. We own the property because we watched it for so many years, which is kind of not really true. The property is kind of owned by the studio, and the studio decides to invest in a particular pitch and a writer. And if you can do better, then I encourage any Star Trek fan that has a vision for Star Trek in the future, by golly, come to Hollywood, go in and pitch CBS Paramount with your vision for Star Trek, and definitely write a part for me. That's all. That's my best advice. This guy, what an angel. This guy, what is this guy?
He's
What a guy.
cute.
Yep.
By golly, write a pitch for me.
He's so nice.
He's so cute. Yeah, we love that guy.
So last thing on Starfleet Academy, for those of you haters out there, and I say that affectionately, I don't mean like professional haters. I just mean if you don't like Starfleet Academy, we appreciate you sticking with us while we cover the Starfleet Academy news. And then we'll go right back to talking about the original series.
Wrestling.
Oh, that's fine too.
Just kidding.
Okay. Here are some pictures that we may or may not enjoy. This tells us very little. And these pictures never do, by the way.
Nope.
All these pictures
Especially
are
this week.
for us is just like, holy shit, look at how cool the production design
Yeah.
is. That's all they are.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Omega
yeah.
47 minds detected.
So they're
there it is.
obviously on the inside.
Yeah. It's just Vance is saying something to Laura. Thought he's going like, I don't know how we're gonna get those mines out of there. Yeah.
He says, "How do you like me with my hair growing out a little bit?"
Yeah, I like it actually. What do
I
you
like
think,
it
Jenny?
too.
Self-replicating mine.
Elisa?
I need more closet space.
What?
You guys like the hair?
Yes, we do.
I want Laura Thought to get a wharf bob. Let's work on that. Like
No.
an early years wharf bob.
But I love Admiral Vance and how distinguished he looks. He always looks so distinguished. Aw.
She's concerned.
Yeah,
Picardo's
there's a lot of
concerned.
concern in these photos.
Mhm.
They're on the outside.
Very concerned. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Picardo is looking
What does she call him?
away
Does
and
she-
being concerned.
Does she just call him Doctor? Or
Yeah.
Mr. Doctor?
Doctor.
Or Commander Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor?
Does she call him? Have we heard anybody call him anything?
Yeah, she called him Doctor in the
Okay.
first episode.
He should get a name like Rufio or something.
Rufio.
Yeah.
Rufio.
Oh, more concern. Shoot. This is going to be a concerning episode.
More concerned with
Jesus.
some nice light.
Huh.
I'm
Yeah.
concerning that she's concerned.
Yeah. This is. Oh, and there's Tatiana Maslany. She's concerned, but also got something up her sleeve.
Yeah. But
She's
I
very
will say I
leathery.
saw a trailer for this coming episode, and I saw her and Captain Ake hugging. And I was like, oh, I love that. That's promising. I think that's promising.
Maybe that's right before the betrayal.
Huh.
A2, Brute.
Aw.
So that's cool. We love Trek movies previews. They always kind of cover
Yeah.
it. Then they also discuss these images, of course. So go check them out at trekmovie.com. Oh, darn it. I said that was it for Starfleet Academy, but if you'll indulge us for just one moment, our good buddy John Orchiola at Screen Rant also covered something that was mentioned. This was also interesting in case you missed it on Friday, right, Melissa? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Jorg Hillebrand, who has a knack for finding things that maybe even the production team, they're like, oh, shoot, we didn't even realize we did that. Because this guy catches everything.
He sure
There's a
does.
Ferengi doing Nog's Ferengi dance back there.
Mhm.
There it is. He's like 7'3" Ferengi. He
I
plays for the
know.
volleyball team.
Why
He's
can I hear
playing
the drums
Matumbo
playing at
of
this point right now?
Yeah. So that's really cool. So that's a good nod to Nog that we
Yeah.
always love. And there's no way in hell we're not going to talk about that at least for a second when anything Nog related pops up.
Absolutely.
That's great. Thanks for including that, Melissa.
Yeah,
One
John
more.
Orchiola wrote an article about it. So
Yeah. One final item. This is interesting. This was also teased in the title of this live show. Here it is. TrekMovie.com. A Star Trek Lower Decks movie would not be a hard sell, according to Tawny Newsom.
Mhm. And there's a quote from her that might just explain what all of that means. And I think she's right.
All right, let's check it out. Here's the quote. And it reads a little something like this. I think that an animated movie is not that hard a sell. Now, I know how much shit costs, and I'm like, oh, we can make a movie so easy and make fans so happy, and it would bring in even more new viewers because Lower Decks brought in so many new folks to the franchise. And I feel that. even going to the conventions, like when I started going to the cons till now, like there's so many, you don't have to include the likes, do you? There's so many, maybe you probably do. There's so many people that come up to me and are like, my mom, my boyfriend, whoever was always trying to get me into Star Trek. And it wasn't until Lower Decks that I got hooked. And now I've gone back and watched everything. I always call us the Gateway Trek. So I'm just like, look, the industry is in a wild place, but for a franchise that's trying to grow and for a new corporation that's trying to see how to keep bringing people in, it's like, we're cheap, we're available. That sounds like a pickup line.
Amen.
Hey,
I'm cheap, I'm available.
It's very on brand for Lower
Yeah.
Decks, quite
But
honestly.
she makes a very good point. And I think
Yeah.
that's so cool that people tell her that they say whomever was never watching Star Trek, no matter how hard you tried. But once they saw Lower Decks, it was the gateway drug.
Yep.
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And I would
Captivating.
totally watch a Lower Decks movie. How fun would that be?
Medium.
No,
No, I don't
Super
know.
fun.
It sounds really
Very
fun.
fun. You imagine?
So
Yeah.
fun.
I can
Oh,
imagine
I
it
like
being
that.
like a choose your own adventure movie somehow, where like we have like these 3D
That'd be
goggles on.
amazing.
And then we can like choose our own adventure and we can follow Boimler walking through the halls going like, or follow Mariner like hacking somebody up with a bat'leth, that'd be a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
It could be my chadich.
Mhm. All right, live chat. If there were a Lower Decks movie, would you watch it? If yes, type yes. If no, type no. Once again, would you watch a Lower Decks movie? If yes, type yes. If no, type no.
To hear those answers again, please
Yeah.
press.
Why don't you just tell us what you would like to watch?
All right. I think we've covered just about everything here. Oh, here's some. No way. Is this what I think it is? Hang on. I'm just going to pull up this picture and Melissa
Hey,
can tell
weren't you
us what
supposed to
this
like
is.
tell us something today?
Maybe. What was I supposed to say?
Didn't you say there
Breaking
was like a
news.
thing? Yeah, you said there was like some thing.
Oh, yeah. Look, these toys. What are these, Melissa?
They're a kind of puzzle. This company, Fun in Motion Toys, just acquired the rights.
It looks like one of
Start
these
to
things.
write it.
It's kind of
Right.
like that. They like sort of you
They're
can
like
sort of
magnetic kind of things. So
Mhm.
yeah, you're gonna start selling those things.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Toybook.com. Wow, is this the first time we've done toybook.com? That's cool.
Possibly.
All right. Wow, so much news. And there was way more. I think the juicy tidbit I was going to share was that I had heard that there'd be some kind of news with Starfleet Academy in a few weeks.
Oh.
But
Oh.
again, just because if that were the case, that doesn't necessarily mean that we would hear about it. That just means that
Right.
Yeah.
they would hear about it. And it still feels so early to me, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
with all the machinations going on and the changes and this, that, maybe they just need to make these decisions quickly. Maybe this is something that they will be doing quickly. It seems
Right.
counterintuitive to me, but I don't know how this shit works. I don't know anything.
Aw.
Yes.
This is an
Jenny,
unrelated
Deep
question, but I
Space
have a
Nine
question.
fan. Yes.
This relates to other things I haven't seen.
What is the inside of my kitchen?
No. No, I just was like, oh, okay, well, later this year there will be Strange New Worlds. But then I was like, wait a minute. Which season is coming up? Is it
4.
Okay. Okay, so
So
it
you need
is
to watch
only
3
one
before
season that I
then.
haven't watched. I was like, oh my God, I didn't miss 2 seasons tonight. I'm very busy.
There will
No,
be
and next
4
year's maybe
seasons.
5.
Right. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
4 seasons.
Oh,
There
shoot.
are
This thing thought I raised my
4
hand.
Life
seasons.
seasons.
There are 4
All right. It's
seasons.
time to go.
So good.
All right.
man.
So this
First
past
sleep.
Sunday, we released on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel our full review of the original series, Season 2, Episode 21, entitled Patterns of Force. Patterns of Force. You could get that at any Michaels store.
Nice.
Of course.
Thank you. I've never been in a Michaels, but I'm pretty sure that's what
Really?
it is, right? It's like things, right? Whatever.
Kind of.
I mean, you can get some patterns now that Joanne's closed, but
Yeah.
Do you know the one that when Discovery first came out, I was driving down Burbank. I was actually driving on my way to work at a show called Rick and Morty's.
Oh.
And wait, Rick and Morty, no S, but and I saw that, like when you pass by these malls or whatever, they have like like the big signs of all the stores. Come get off the freeway and come here. Here's all the stores. And there was a Michaels and a Tilly's, right? Next to it. And I thought that was really funny because that was Discovery when it first came out. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
But there was no
Discovery.
Joanne's, but I don't know if there's a Joanne on any. Wait, no, there is a Joanne. Joanne Owassican is that's her first name was Joanne on the show. Owoshukun.
Oh, yes, you're right.
So if there's a Joanne's there, that is
job.
totally a Discovery outdoor mall.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wow. There's no Joanne's
So-
anymore.
you can go to the Seventh Rule YouTube channel and watch the entire review right now of Patterns of Force with myself, Sirach, and of course, Walter Koenig. Did we love the episode? Did we not love it? Did we think it was weird or boring or fun or entertaining or on the nose? We'll see. Check it out. It's on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel right now. Go check it out and enjoy it for fun and for free.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we released our full review of Liaisons, TNG episode, season 7, episode 2, Liaisons.
Love me.
You can.
So weird.
Say that you love me.
Yeah, it was kind of anyway. But did we love the? Maybe we thought that was interesting. Maybe we didn't think that was
Totally.
weird. You can watch that right now for free on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then more Seventh Rule this Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Seventh Rule will cover the final episode already of Starfleet Academy. Think of it this way. It's possible. Don't know how likely, certainly not something I'm rooting for. It's possible to be the last episode of Starfleet Academy ever released. For all we know.
Oh, let's not put that out there.
I don't think that's the case, but what I'm saying is you've got to tune in this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the last episode ever of Starfleet Academy, or at least of this season, and see what we thought of it.
These people need to stop making seasons that they don't intend to release. Like with
flowers,
Prodigy.
chocolates, seasons
Yes.
you don't intend
That
to make.
was so
Agreed.
sad.
That was so sad.
If you make it, release it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, for which show?
Prodigy.
Prodigy
Oh.
and a Starfleet Academy. If you make it, release it. A lot of
If you
people
build
put a
it,
lot of
they will
work into
come.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
it's a good point.
Exactly.
All right. And then this coming Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, come right back here to the Virtual TrekCon channel for Star Trek and Chill. We will talk about Star Trek. We will talk about Chill. We're going to have a lot of news and rumors for you. I will drop some juicy, juicy tidbits for you guys. There's going to be some huge, gigantic, probably the biggest news in Star Trek, not only of this year, but possibly of the last 2 or 3 years, I would say, maybe. This Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Wait, we're still in March, right?
Yeah. I mean,
You were checking to see if it was April.
yeah,
Right.
I will do that.
Okay.
Maybe. So stay tuned for
Maybe.
that. This Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel. Then on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we will release our first segment review of TNG episode Season 7, Episode 7, Dark Page.
Oof.
Dark
That's a goodie, but a toughie.
Page. You know, I haven't seen it in at least 20 years, and I didn't think it was a goodie when I saw it a couple times. I may be wrong. Now, when I watch these over 20 years later, 30 years later, I go like, actually, this is better than I remember. We'll see. Everybody at home, you do the same. Jenny, where can people find you and your goodies online, please?
Oh, is is it just me not hearing her?
No, I can't hear her
What?
either.
You can't
There
hear
you
me?
are.
You are.
Now we
How
can
do you
hear you.
There you
say?
are.
What the heck?
It's
Oh, look at
silent.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, yeah. Anyway, so to clarify, it's less that that the episode is a goodie and more that I think Majo's performance is a goodie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, right, back to me. So hi, I'm Jenny, and I have a website called jennyrjohnson.com, and you can go there and you should really sign up for my newsletter because I have plans that you're gonna want to hear about eventually.
Ooh.
And that's the best place to hear them. And also, you can get to my store there. Yeah, that's cool. And also, find me on social media. I'm frigging everywhere. Jenny R. Johnson Art. And also, I have a Patreon because God knows I don't have enough to do. Anyway, no, I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I'm actually really, really, really enjoying myself. I'm sketching. I'm keeping a studio journal. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I love it. And I really appreciate the people who are there. So that's awesome. So come visit me there. And what else? Oh, guess what? I'm going to be back on Friday. What? No, seriously, for real. I haven't been here on a Friday in so long. So, yeah, come say hi on Friday at Star Trek and Chill, where I'm going to be with some of these guys, and it's going to be great.
I'll
Some
believe
of
it when I
these
see
guys.
it.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll
man.
see. What about yourself, the Matt?
Well, you can find me here on Tuesdays on the main viewer. You can check out me sometimes in the free for alls. You can also check out my six fantabulous. That's six SIX. There was some question about what I said the last time. It is not the other thing. It is not the other thing, despite some other people may wanting that. It is not that thing. You can also check out some really cool Star Trek art and my art station, and you can check me out in the comment section and live chat on Fridays at Star Trek and Chill, and sometimes on the tubes of you.
Of
Mhm.
you.
The tubes of you.
The tubes. I want to call it that forever.
Do it.
I love that so much.
I dare view to. What about yourself, Melissa
Tubes of
Picardo?
you. You know, it occurred to me what YouTube actually meant not too long ago. Because sometimes I hear a name and I just
Yeah.
don't think more into it. And then I was
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
it's YouTube.
Mhm.
Oh, I get it. Anyway, you could find me at
Wait.
Walking
No.
YouTube.
You
You
tube.
can find me at walkingartmadebymelissa.com.
Yeah.
I have stuff there, and you can sign up for my Zumba classes there. Come dance with me,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other fun people who dance. And this week we're dancing to a bachata. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
Ooh.
Oh, I love
Love a
horchata.
bachata.
Mm.
And it's fun.
Refreshing.
And then you can find me here on Virtual TrekCon, the main viewer, Star Trek and Chill, and on The Seventh Rule, and Three Fat Lobsters here on YouTube, and and on Instagram, walkingartmadebymelissa.com, and
Yeah.
MySpace.
Yep, you got it. Everybody, you can find me online at Ryan TG Husk. Once again, that's at Ryan TG Husk, or just Virtual TrekCon Falling Tower, the seventh rule on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube. And of course, MySpace. Make it happen. MySpace. Maybe don't. Maybe this joke's run its course. What if people actually do go?
We're
and then all
there.
like, and then we're already like super frustrated with how horrible it is, and we're like, why are we doing this to ourselves?
Well,
Who knows?
yeah.
See you there, everybody.
It's
fun.
All right.
true.
Thank you to Chuck A, David Bourgeois, John Davis, Budlums, Mark Zutkoff, I should say, Herbert Turner, John Davis, Unturned Stone, 44, Cairo, 47, Chris Marshall, 85, Captain Caffeine, 42. That's how they should say their numbers from now on. Bob Duncan, Joshua Reeve, Chris Marshall's 85. Ninot, 1999. Drevlock, who says no live journal, Ryan? I don't know what that is.
Live journal. It's another social media.
Oh, no.
Like
Jill Linux
blogging,
Girl.
blog site.
Okay.
Oh,
What about, what's the one that the sports people use? The journalists, sports journalists? Substack.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a
Substack,
thing?
Yep.
I've always wanted
Many
to
other
check that
people
out.
use it too.
I've literally never seen a Substack
ones
before, but I always want to because there's like
journalists.
sports stuff. Well, that's the only time I hear about it.
I
Sports people
know.
saying, you could check out my Substack and I'll tell you more about basketball
Wait.
and stuff. And I'm like, okay, but then I never do.
doesn't Denise
Anyway.
Crosby have a
Yes.
Substack?
Mhm.
Yes, and I check it out all the time, and it's great, everybody. You should check out Denise Crosby on Substack. Mine should be called Finding a Nerdle in a Substack. Okay.
Nice.
It's close. That's it for us. Robot KW and Linda Anderegg, John Brewer. We appreciate all of you. Please make sure you've liked this video already. And when this video ends, hit the refresh button, comment section drops down, and ask a question of Anthony Pascal of Trek movie, whatever he didn't cover, a follow-up thing. Just leave a comment or say thanks for joining us because he knows everything. It was nuts. He
knows a
answered
lot.
every darn question.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Remember, when you want to talk about Substack, put it on the main viewer. All right.
Me to do.
I'll be right back.